Well, welcome back to Wembley, everybody. England v Wales tonight, and as Craig Bellamy said in his press conference before the game, no such thing as friendlies. So I'm not going to bill it as a friendly, because I know, knowing Craig Bellamy, that this will be probably a bit of a feisty game. So let's see what happens. Potentially Dan Burn involved, potentially Anthony Gordon involved, but more importantly, for the players who aren't here, who is going to be trying to take those places away from people like Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento. We're going to see tonight. Travelled in from, mate?
From the Wirral.
From the Wirral, and you're obviously a big Dan Burn fan, yeah?
Massive.
Is that why you're here tonight, is it?
Well, come to see England, but it does help that Big Dan's in the squad. Also helps that Gordon's there, and Jordi Maradona is there as well, even though he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Dan Burn, if he goes to the World Cup, it's an amazing story, isn't it?
His story over the past couple of years is phenomenal. What a rise.
Were you here when Newcastle won the Cup?
No, we couldn't get down here, but it was what a day.
Yeah. How did your association start with Newcastle then?
Me auntie and uncle are from up there, so used to go up, fell in love with the city, and it's been like that ever since.
So your dedication's bringing you all the way down here to Wembley tonight, and if he pops up with a goal or even gets on the pitch?
Do you know what, if he pops one in with his head today, it'd be brilliant, won't it?
You'd be delighted with that?
Yeah.
Did you do genuinely think he can get this World Cup as well? Because he's obviously
Why
been
not?
in every squad, hasn't he?
Why not? He's can play centre-back and play at the left. He's versatile. He's good.
Top stuff, mate. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
Well, Dan Burn may not have got on the pitch tonight, but it turned out that that wasn't actually the story. And while Dan Burn was a sub and he was desperate to get on here in this 3-0 win over Wales, really good England performance, got off to an absolute flying start. And, you know, 3-0 up in 20 minutes, and you wondered, you know, where it was going to stop, because, you know, this was a very good performance. And if you were unconvinced about the Andorra games, early on in Thomas Tuchel's reign, we're starting to see what he's trying to do here, and he made some big calls going into this one, not picking Jude Bellingham, but the players he picked tonight, you know, they were phenomenal in that first half. 3-0 against a very good Wales team. But Dan Burn didn't play, as I say. He will hopefully get some involvement in the next game against Latvia, and I was lucky enough to talk to him in the mix zone just before, and told me that he broke his hand against Nottingham Forest, which just shows you how much of a willing battler he is, that he was prepared to be on the bench tonight. He said a broken hand isn't going to stop me from playing, and you know, he's available for Latvia and he's available for Newcastle's next Premier League game against Brighton. So yeah, typical sort of warrior type attitude from Dan Burn. Loves playing at Wembley. Obviously got the great goal in the Carabao Cup final. Said, you know, his teammates were asking him about that when he was warming up, just right down at that end here at Wembley. And yeah, just fantastic for him that, you know, he's involved with this England squad. He's absolutely loving it, and it's just a great reflection. It's a great reward for the club where they are, and for Dan Burn to, you know, be pulling on that England shirt is a big thing. Sadly, didn't do it tonight, but it wasn't because of the injury. It was, if anything, you know, he actually said to me he would have went in goal if he'd have been asked. So yeah, not involved tonight, but certainly more caps to come. Looks like he's going to be a regular part of Thomas Tuchel's squad, and tonight we saw a brilliant performance from Anthony Gordon. Chased everything didn't get a goal, but you know, had a hand in a couple of others, and just thought he was generally fantastic. Everywhere he went, linked up really well with Elliot Anderson, who's obviously now a Nottingham Forest player. But at the end of the day, the two have got a bit of a telepathy from the time together at Newcastle. But yeah, great night here at Wembley, even for a friendly. You know, Craig Bellamy before the game saying there's no such thing as friendlies, and you could tell, I seen Bellamy's face as he walked out of Wembley, and he was pretty seething. He did not want to lose this game. He didn't want to lose it in that manner. And you know, for England, a really good workout. You know, they go on to Latvia now, and you know, they're within touch distance of the World Cup qualification, so it's going well. And the big thing for Newcastle is, looks like at least 2 players are going to be, you know, part of that. Anthony Gordon, Dan Burn, and when Lewis Hall and Livramento get back, then that's another opportunity for Newcastle to have players, you know, wearing the 3 Lions over in the World Cup next summer. So yeah, it's all positive at the minute as far as international football is concerned for Newcastle. But tonight they've won 3-0 here, England, and yeah, great performance, and they move on that World Cup qualifier against Latvia on Tuesday.